And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said, Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Anna Does Everything proudly presents 15Rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 15Rella. 15Rella had 7 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina. All 7 of them made 15Rella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said 15, Fiona to Nina all together. One day, the king of Quintacumbleham's messengers arrived and said, Hear ye, the king of Quintacumblenham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quintacumbling. But 15Rella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Quintacumbling. Later, 15Rella is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quintacumbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks 15Rella what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 15Rella? 15Rella responds in whimper, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quintacumbling, but I have lots of chores to be done. 15Rella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. She chants the magic words, Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 15Rella's chores are done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 15Rella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 15Rella has 15 pumpkins. 15Rella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu, again, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 15 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 30 strong horses, and then 15Rella is reclosed into a gown and crown. 15Rella said, I've never seen such a quintuple-tastic gown, and get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? 15Rella's fairy godmother said, well, you can't. But have fun, 15Rella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 15Rella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quintacumbling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona to Nina say all together, He's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 15Rella. Prince Quintacumbling then asks, May I have this dance? 15Rella responds, I would be delighted. 15Rella and Prince Quintacumbling danced happily together. But later, 15Rella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quintacumbling was really worried that he might never see 15Rella again, so he traveled all around Quintacumblenham to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home where 15Rella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Quintuppling finds Fiona to Nina. He then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Fiona is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quintuppling notices Cinderella's sweet singing. The glass slipper fits! Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Quintuppling back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And if you want to see some sequels, tell your friends about it. And maybe I can do it. A big tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrews Doers, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 29erella. It is for the 2900 special. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 29erella. 29erella had 10 ugly, wicked, mean stepsisters. Hers named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Natalia, Isabella, Nadina, and Erica. Altera made 29erella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina to Erica all together. One day, the king of November Vigilant's messenger said, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of November Vigilante is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince November Vigilante." But 29erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince November Vigilante later. 29erella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince November Vigilante. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, 29erella?" 29erella responds, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince November Vigilante." 29erella's fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic," and waved her magic wand. Because of that, 29erella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 29erella, go fetch me a pumpkin." And luckily, 29erella has 29 pumpkins. 29erella's fairy godmother waved her magic wand again to turn the 29 pumpkins into a handsome throne drawn by 58 strong horses. And then 29erella ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 29erella said, "I've never seen such a 29-tastic gown. And get a hold of my glass slippers." Her fairy godmother said, "Have fun, 29erella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before." 29erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince November Vigilante was wondering who he should marry. "He is walking towards me," said Tina to Erica all together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 29erella. 29 and Prince November Tupling dance happily together. But later, 29 realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince November Tupling was so worried that he might never see 29 again. So he traveled all around November Tupling to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where 29 and her 10 ugly, mean stepsisters lived. But instead of 29 he finds her Tina to Erica. Prince November then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Unfortunately, none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince November Tupling notices 29 sweet singing. 29 gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince November Tupling back. And Prince November Tupling doesn't have to put the glass slipper back on her foot because it's so uncomfortable. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. And good night, Andrews Doers. And I've been debating on making the sequels maybe a bit of a tradition. Take care. Bye. Andrews Doers. Andrew knows everything. Proudly presents 43rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 43rella. 43rella had 10 ugly, mean stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Hannah, Rosie, and the twins Erin and Emily. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, and Emily made 43rella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all!" said Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, and Emily all together. One day, the king of Tri-Quadra, Tublingham's messenger said, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Tri-Quadra, Tubblingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Tri-Quadra Tubbling." But 43rella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will Prince Tri-Quadra Tubbling marry. Later, 43rella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Tri-Quadra Tubbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, 43rella?" 43rella responds, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Tri-Quadra Tubbling." 43rella's fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic," and waved her magic wand. Because of that, all 43rella's chores are all done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "43rella, go fetch me a pumpkin." Luckily, 43rella has 43 pumpkins. 43rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 43rella's 43 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 86 strong horses. And then 43rella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 43rella said, "I've never seen such a Tri-Quadra the gin-topple-tastic gown, and get a lot of my glass slippers. How can I ever thank you enough? Her fairy godmother said, well, you can't, but have fun, Cinderella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Tri-Quadra-Gin-Topling was wondering who he should marry. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, Emily all say together, he's walking towards me, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Prince Trey, Quadra-Gin-Topling then said, may I have this dance? Cinderella's friends, I would be delighted. Prince Trey, Quadra-Gin-Topling, and Cinderella danced happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled all around on a train or Quadra-Gin to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the house where Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling finds her stepsisters. He then said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you draw on this glass slipper? Farah was first, but her foot is too big. Olivia's next, but her foot is too small. The rest did the same, but none of the feet were the right size. Suddenly, Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling notices Cinderella singing. Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling back. And Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling doesn't have to put the glass slipper back on her foot because it's so uncomfortable. Prince Trey Quadra-Gin-Topling and Cinderella then danced happily ever after. The end. And just viewers, if you want to see some sequels, something like that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise. Take care. Bye.